This election season, there's been a lot of talk about the EBC vote in Bihar. Now, we've heard of BCs, OBCs in other states, but in Bihar, besides these categories, there's also EBCs, which is extremely backward classes. And so, essentially, it's a subcategory under the broader OBC umbrella because these are castes judged to be more socially and educationally disadvantaged. Bihar is one of the few states with this classification, so let's tell you how this came into being first. The concept of EBC in Bihar was introduced in the 1970s by then Chief Minister Karpoori Thakur, who established the Mungeri Lal Commission in 1971. Karpoori Thakur, who was himself from an EBC community, announced a 26% reservation in government jobs for backward classes, which included a separate, smaller quota for EBCs. EBCs were formally recognized and integrated into Bihar's reservation policies through the Commission's recommendations. So, who belongs to the EBC category? There are 112 castes and subcastes in Bihar that have been identified as historically disadvantaged. It accounts for about 36% of the population in the state. That's a big number. Telis or oil traders account for about 2% of EBCs. Malla, who are traditionally boatmen or fisher folk, account for 2.6%. Julaha, a subcaste of Muslims, is reportedly 3.5% of the EBCs. Currently, the quota for EBCs is at 18% after attempts to increase it were shot down. In 2023, the Bihar Reservation Amendment Bill was passed, in which quota for EBCs was raised from 18%, the existing, to 25%. But this was struck down by the Patna High Court, since overall the quota then was over the 50% limit. So what makes EBCs so important during an election? Because, like I said, they make up 36% of the population. EBCs, therefore, are a major electoral bloc in Bihar. They're often considered swing voters. Unlike some castes which have strong historical allegiance to a particular party, EBC groups are more fragmented. Because the EBC category includes so many different castes, their voting behavior is also extremely diverse. The JDU under Nitish Kumar has historically done well in EBC-heavy regions, courtesy strategic social engineering and populist welfare. The RJD, led by Tejashwi Yadav now, also attempts to woo EBCs, but has a stronger base among Yadavs and Muslims. In many districts, especially those less dominated by Yadav and Muslim vote banks, it's EBCs who can determine which alliance wins. Both sides have wooed this group with specific mentions in their manifestos. The NDA manifesto pledges 10 lakh rupees assistance to members of select EBC occupational groups, the formation of a committee headed by a retired Supreme Court judge to study the socio-economic conditions of EBCs and overall empowerment of EBCs. The Mahagathbandhan manifesto has vowed to ensure an EBC Atrocities Prevention Act, much like the SC/ST Act, to address discrimination or violence against the group. They have also promised to raise reservations for EBCs in panchayats and municipal bodies from 20% to 30%. And so clearly, the extremely backward classes, EBCs, are kingmakers in Bihar politics because of their numerical strength and fragmented identity. Their allegiance is not fixed. They respond to issues of welfare, of caste recognition, leadership from their own communities, and who promises them more representation.